To quote a great man, get in, get the fuck in. Liverpool go through against Leipzig, 4-0 on aggregate, 2-0 on the night, and trust me, it was at times almost nightmarish. I am Neil Atkinson. To my left and your right is Josh Sexton. To my right and your left is Craig Hannan, and we're going to reflect on Liverpool's tremendous performance against Leipzig, and we're going to reflect in the first place, first and foremost, before we talk about the goals, before we talk about the brilliance, before we talk about Divock fucking Origi, we are going to talk about Fabinho at the heart of that midfield. And Josh, I just got the impression from minute one, it set Liverpool. A lot of what Thiago does that's good is because of that Fabinho's there. A lot of what Wijnaldum does that's good is because Fabinho is there. I felt as though it really got Liverpool into a shape, into a mould, and they never left it.
Yeah, the shape is the key sort of point there, I think, because it seemed to bring an assuredness. It was like, you know, I know Pep Lijnders referred to him as the sort of lighthouse in the Liverpool team before. It was like whenever it threatened to get a bit chaotic, he was just there, and he was just there, and he was there, and he was there over and over again. Like every time Leipzig broke with the ball, every time you got a bit of an unfriendly bounce, and you're starting to think, oh, will Liverpool ruin our luck again? Fabinho was there, no excuses, and coming in and bringing the ball away. And even his forward passing, I think this is maybe the thing that I've underestimated since he's been moved back to centre half, is how good his forward passing as well. There's times where he's under pressure, but he'll break the line with a pass under pressure and get it through to Jota, get it through to Mane. That supply from the midfield to the forward line, I thought was just great all night, and it's because of they had that foundation to build off there.
He plays into areas really well, and he encourages the others to as well. I think with Liverpool, I think with Wijnaldum and with Thiago, they're remarkably precise footballers. I don't think Fabinho is. I think what he'll do is he'll go, listen, one of you should be around this area, I'm going to pass it to really quickly, and then they respond to that. And I think you got to see it all night with him. I thought he was excellent. He was also just a breath of fresh air.
A breath of fresh air for everyone else. I think you saw Wijnaldum able to do the Wijnaldum bits without having to do the Wijnaldum and the Fabinho bits. You saw Thiago, be the Thiago that we wanted when he signed. I thought he was excellent tonight. I thought it was his best performance since the last time he was in midfield with Fabinho, which says it all. And I think, like you said earlier, it's sort of just calmed the whole team down, and it calmed us down. If it calms us down, just seeing him, standing in the centre midfield, then the others must look round and go, right, here we go. And I think you're right. Like I think his ability to sort of pick a pass from deep, I think that's why he's picked in this game, because I think Klopp knew that there was going to be loads of space in behind, and that the Leipzig were going to be okay with it being a bit sort of hectic at times, and Fabinho would be able to find the spaces, and he did that really well.
It was hectic first half. There's the remarkable sets of scenarios where none of Salah, Mane or Jota score in that opening half. But Liverpool show that they can get in and hurt them over and over. I think it's really interesting how Leipzig play with this gamble. They set the terms of where the gamble is, and they say to you, come on then. And it's really interesting to me that Liverpool go, okay, we're more than good enough. We're more than good enough at both ends of the pitch to be able to say, no, we're going to do this our way. And they really should go in ahead. The Mane header downwards into the ground. Because he scores to make it 2-0, especially, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen on a football pitch. He's one of the best 10 footballers in the world. He's one of the best 6 attackers in the world. He's a tremendous footballer. All of that passage of play was hysterical.
I've seen that on a Monday night at Jericho Lane a couple of times, and I'm sure Josh has been involved just to throw him under the bus while he's on. I'm made up for Mane getting the goal, and I think we can all laugh about it. I think that the first half in particular, you're thinking, Nagelsmann's played this way. He's played 3-4-3, and he knows he wants it to be open, and he's probably gambled that maybe Liverpool they've been out of form, that they do exactly what Liverpool do in the first half and they're not able to put the ball away, and then he hopes that in the second half Leipzig will get at them, they'll be able to make changes, they'll get at them, which for 5 minutes or so it looked like they might be able to. They looked as if they were sort of building some momentum, but then Liverpool find a way finally, and that relief that I felt in that moment, that's the moment that your season saved. That's the moment that, suddenly this performance isn't just a performance of, scraping through. It's a performance of, I was about to say going away to Hungary and winning away. Winning neutrally. No, winning at home, but neutrally.
No, we won neutrally twice. Two great neutral victories.
And there's a lot to be said, by the way, for playing neutral venues in the Champions League. I fucking love it. It doesn't feel as if you're missing out. You're not at Anfield, so you can't be at Anfield, so you're not missing out on this thing. It's the middle of fucking nowhere and no one can go. Brilliant. Love it.
I mean, Craig says that as a man who's not got drunk as often as I have in Budapest.